Hey folks, Queen Roadkill Candy here, and today we are doing a box opening. It's a little sun damaged, but you know. So these are the cards to the Batman miniature game. As you can see, it's objectives, so you can add more to it. I got the starter set with Harley Quinn because Harley Quinn's awesome. Oh man, it's like melted, the box. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 batches. Let's start with the smaller one. So yeah, I think I got these for like $2.50 or something at my local game shop. They got really mad that they kept printing newer and newer stuff and not giving time for the old stuff, so they basically refused to carry it. They'll still have events and games with the miniature, but they're not going to carry it, and they replaced it with the Marvel one because they were so fed up with all the new editions of this game. Because so if you don't know, with card shops, game shops, you know, hobby shops in general, when you might be like, oh, it doesn't really matter, all the sets are standard, right? Well, a lot of times these sets only sell if it's the newest shiny junk. No matter how good something is, you know, the newest version comes along. And although I do enjoy how some card / hobby / gaming shops usually do a retro night where they purposely use older sets and different things like that, those usually aren't as busy or as well organized as whatever the current edition is. And if a current edition of something comes out, you think it's going to revitalize and get new players in. Well, it doesn't. Vampire the Masquerade had a great following in my city. They used to post all the time and stuff. And as soon as the new stuff came out, I was like, yeah! And now I don't see any posts from them at all. Everyone's like, I'm not buying the new stuff. And it killed the community in my city. I'm sure there's one online. Absolutely, 100%. So I can join one online. It's just, a lot of times I like to play face-to-face with people, even though I guess with COVID, a lot of people aren't really comfortable with that anymore. Are we allowed to say that on YouTube now? I know for a while we couldn't, because it would just automatically take your video as going down some crazy nut job stuff. So, I'm curious if you play this. If you bought it, and if you have it in your pile of shame. And if you don't know what a pile of shame is, because you're not a Warhammer person, that means the unbuilt minis you have in your house is the pile of shame. I bought it, and we were going to build it when we used to do our Warhammer building nights, but I am busy nowadays because new job, right? So if I had enough subscribers, I mean, I could do this full time, but I don't. As you can see, I don't have 1,000. You need 1,000 to get paid by YouTube, and so yeah. I used to get regularly paid back when I had like 250 subscribers. I have way more than that, over triple. But and I get good traction on most of my openings. So if you don't know, Valentine's Day in October, I usually do box openings of like tarot decks for the season. A lot of times I like to do box openings / pack openings of dead card games. I do current ones, but you know, dead card games are a lot cheaper to buy a box. YOLO, have fun, and then I basically use it as a living card game in my house. Right, so friends can come over can take turns playing. You may say it's hard to find people to play, but it's not always that hard, especially since my other half likes to play card games, but he is also busy, and our work schedules are in opposite times, so yeah. Oh well, 'tis life. Have you tried the Marvel version of this? I haven't. This one was on sale, and I honestly just wanted the Harley Quinn figures. I kind of want to do a doctor team, so I'm going to get Harley Quinn, I'm going to get Poison Ivy, and the Enchantress. So that is a doctor of psychology, a doctor of, I believe, biology was what Poison Ivy was. At least she was in the movie. And then Enchantress, I believe, was archaeology. Have to understand that unfortunately I was one of those kids in the 90s. My parents took away the comics because they're like, it's too violent. So I was stuck kind of with whatever was in the movies. And I'm older now, but I am very busy. I am very busy. And there are so many volumes in that it's just easier to go pick up a manga. Because usually any manga that you get is like, they don't have subverses, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, which timeline am I in? You know, which reboot? You know, so it's a little bit easier to get in when they're so far into something. I do like a lot of new comics, though, like the Vampire the Masquerade one and different things like that. But again, it's not like this is... Oops, I think I grabbed two there. You know, it's just so hard now because it's like, this is comic 136 of the reboot of the reboot of the reboot. You know what I mean? It's like, this is the 5th reboot. The last reboot that you were invested in only lasted, I don't know, 20 comics. And then we made a boo-boo and we decided to reboot it again. So, that's why I actually stick, not to the comics, more so to, you know, the cartoons, the movies, different things like that. And it's just like that with North American comics. Not all North American comics are like that, but the main DC ones and the main Marvel ones, that is my reasoning for that. I know you can pick up the graphic novels, which is when they take all the comics, they reprint them, and then you have a nice volume of them, and then it's easier that way. But then again, like I wanted to get the Harley Quinn hardcover that they had, where they had combined all of her stuff into one. But then, you know, it's like, okay, so this is this iteration, and you know, you're gonna talk about that iteration to someone, and then some freak pulls out of nowhere and he's like, no, I refuse to acknowledge all verses excluding reboot 2, and reboot 2 is the only one that exists. And you're like, well, now I can't even go to a place and have a decent conversation about the fandom again. So that's why it's like, it's just easier. Out of comics right now, I've actually been going through my backlog of mangas. I do have a backlog of comics. There's some newer ones that hit Netflix. Like, what is it? Teresa? I got a comic of, like, just #1 of that. I like that. But, I don't know. Comics usually last, like, pretty long. I like just watching the Netflix show. I did for a while have, what was it, comic org or whatever, where you could, because I have asthma, so I don't want a bunch of books around my house, which is ironic because I have a bunch of cards, right? But the thing is, cards are laminated, so they don't pick up as much dust compared to, like, a comic book, which is porous and sucks all the dust into the paper. Oh, nice. It's her Birds of Prey outfit. Nice. I like the garbage bag, like, coat she has in that. um, nice. I'm actually really happy they got some Birds of Paradise art in here. Oh, yeah. I love that plant. I love how they animated it in the cartoon. I don't know if you've seen the Harley Quinn cartoon. Highly recommend it. It's hilarious. It's, you know, an adult audience. It's more geared towards women because, I mean, let's face it, Harley Quinn merch is mostly bought by women. I mean, men can complain all they want that they bought like a $300 figure or whatever, but I'm sorry, cosplay costs more. And probably honestly does more for the industry than a few statues. Because, like, what? They got, like, maybe 1,000 of those large statues available, and they sell how many cosplays? And the cosplay, just the jacket, right? Because it comes in pieces, you have to understand. So here's the Suicide Squad. You have to understand that it comes in pieces. It's $65 just for, nice Birds of Prey art, just for the jacket. I think it's 24 to just under 40 just for her necklace. Her bracelets are $20 each. Her shoes are like, you know, 50 and up. Right. Then there's the special Harley Quinn makeup, you know, the shorts themselves, another like 35 to 65 Canadian, right? Like, you see how when you nickel and dime the outfit and you're buying all the official stuff, that it actually ends up costing more than a $300 figure. I mean, they do make $1,000 figures, don't get me wrong, but a lot of those ones, the majority of the money goes to the artist, because a lot of the $1,000 figures are usually like fan art commissions, or they started out as $300 brand new. They were bought, and then they've accumulated money, and then your comic book store knows that it's collectible, and so they sell it. I mean, there is $1,000 ones, don't get me wrong, but again, it's just such a limited market where cosplay is normal. I mean, every convention, half of the people are going to be Harley Quinn. I mean, that's just one outfit, right? That was her, that I was talking about. That was just her Suicide Squad outfit. You know, there's still her Birds of Prey outfit that you can buy. Then you can buy a classic Harley Quinn from the cartoons, right? And a lot of people, once they do one Harley Quinn, they do multiple different Harley Quinns, right? So I'm just saying, a woman's probably spent like maybe $3,000 on Harley Quinn cosplay merch, not like counting the figures or comic books or whatever, right? So I just get really mad when they're like, women aren't buying this stuff. It's like, dude, do you know the price of cosplay? Do you know? And it is so mainstream cosplay. Absolutely, entirely super mainstream now. Now, if I see a weird comment of, are you saying guys should cosplay Harley Quinn? I'm not, but if you want to, feel free. Free country. I mean, I'm not going to hate on you. If you do a really good job, I mean, that'd be sweet. But it's just really strange when I see in the comments that, so yeah. Cosplay, expensive but normal. I like how they have different art sets. Like, again, it's from across all the different universes, but you know? Oh god, the pile, it's so big. It's so big. I wonder if it's even going to fit in the box that the stuff came in. I don't like it when they don't fit in the boxes, because I don't like having multiple boxes. I have cats, and I like to make everything cat safe. So if I have a few things piled beside each other, the small stack, the cats might be like, hey, let's test gravity. And, you know, they test gravity, so. And then because they test gravity, one batch of insert item is not close to insert other item. So. Although, I was saying at the beginning of this video how it's frustrating to get into the comics because, like, it's not so much with the shows when they go to version timeline 1, 2, 3, right? It's not because it's, like, nice and compact. Same with the movies, right, when they reboot it. But the comics, it's a lot more stressful because it's, like, there are thousands of comics. For some of them, not all of them, obviously. And I don't know the stats off my head, so I'm not going to look it up either. So, you know, which one's your favorite universe, though, out of them? None of them are better than the other ones. I don't want no hate in the comments of you guys yelling at each other, being like, oh, yeah, only the 1984 version is the only one, or whatever, because, like, I mean, first off, the 60s is my favorite version of, like, say, the Batman timeline. But, you know, what is your favorite? Again, no hating. You're not supposed to hate on each other in the comments. This isn't open for you to yell at each other. Yeah. And then what is your favorite DC... Yeah, characters too limited. I'm gonna say, like, point of view. Let's say point of view for the, not necessarily the comics, but you understand how, like, I don't know, like, kind of the Harley Quinn, Catwoman point of view, or with the and Poison Ivy is going to be a lot different than, say, Batman, Bruce Wayne's point of view versus, say, Superman, Metropolis's kind of point of view, kind of like lumping them together instead of more specifics, although you might have a specific point of view from that. What's your favorite view? I know a lot of people enjoy Joker's, not because they're like, yeah, Joker, just because it's so deranged and so far removed from them that a lot of them do like Joker. Again, I like Harley Quinn's. Every time they stick Harley Quinn in, and Harley Quinn, like, bitches about something, you know, it's quite enjoyable. Thanks so much. Please like and subscribe. Bye.